Donald Trump did visit Texas today as an effort to show his support for the good people of Texas following the storm Hurricane Harvey. Now, he did not go to Houston. He decided to go to Corpus Christi. According to the New York Times, he settled on Corpus Christi because it was 30 miles away from the most severely impacted parts of the golf course and suffered relatively light damage from the initial impact of the storm. Now, his camp is alleging that the reason why he made that decision was because he didn't want to disturb the recovery effort and the relief efforts in Houston. And there's really no way of confirming whether or not that's the real reason why he didn't go to went to Corpus Christi and not to Houston. I do know that anytime the president travels somewhere, there's a huge security detail that comes along with it, and so it is what it is.
Also, the president's not going to go into the middle of, you cannot get everybody that needs to go into the middle of Houston now because it's flooded, and you don't want to sort of drain is the worst word I could use right now, but you don't want to sap their resources in Houston right now to protect the president, whoever that president is, at any time. So it makes sense that he went to Corpus Christi. The storm has passed there. There were people there. It's where it made landfall. Where a lot of the affected businesses are too.
Exactly. So he's about 4 hours away from Houston, the nation's fourth most populous city, and so there have been videos circulating on social media as well as the mainstream media in regard to his visit, and he did get a little bit of criticism for some of the statements he made to the residents of Corpus Christi. I don't want to give too much away. Let's go ahead and toss the video.
Thank you, everybody. What a crowd, what a turnout. I want to thank our governor. Your governor has done a fantastic job. Governor Abbott, thank you very much. I will tell you, this is historic. It's epic what happened. But you know what? It happened in Texas, and Texas can handle anything. Thank you all, folks. Thank you. Thank you.
So Christina Wilkie, who's an investigative reporter, had tweeted about how he seemed amazed at the crowd size, which is a strange thing to talk about given the fact that so many people are dealing with such a tragic situation. And he's obsessed with crowd sizes. We all know that. Right. He mentions crowd sizes all the time. And then historic and epic makes it sound like something great happened when in reality something tragic happened. Look, he's not a cunning linguist. Like, he's not known for saying the right things at the right time. So I'm not giving him a pass, but I just don't have high expectations for what
but just the way he talked about the turnout. I mean, the president is at a disaster scene. You sort of expected him to come in and say, by the way, did I also tell you by how many electoral votes we won? We had surprises in Michigan and Wisconsin and Pennsylvania. I mean, that's what it felt like. It felt like it became about the crowd size. It always goes to that. And I'm not saying he was insensitive. I can't imagine anybody going there and being insensitive.
He's incredibly insecure about the fact that he won the election. Isn't that strange? I mean, you won, dude. We get it. You won. Let's just move on. Okay. So his White House social media director also posted a video of the crowd on social media, which made some people roll their eyes. Take a look at that. All right, so there you go.
I mean, it just seems it's juxtaposed to what's going on in Houston. Hours away, these people are literally dying and out of their homes, and you see the people in Corpus Christi, USA, going crazy for the president. I don't know. I find it bizarre. There's there's a sort of somber thankfulness that you show a president, that they did to Bush, that they did to Obama when he was there. I remember Bill Clinton went to Oklahoma City after the Murrah building was bombed, and he walked into Oklahoma City. I think it's where his presidency took a pivot, but he was treated by this most Republican state in the country at that time, by that crowd, and it was just, hey, thanks for being here. I don't know, everything seems like a rally with Donald Trump. Maybe I'm too picky about that now. Maybe I'm too used to it, but everything seems like a rally.
The nature of that video was that's the social media director for the White House.
Right.
So it wasn't an accident. He wasn't on his random page and going, hey, this is kind of amazing. This people showed up.
Yeah.
This was there was basis, there was a message behind this. Hey, check this out. I'm gonna spam the entire crowd and then back again. Make sure you guys know this, the entire crowd and then back again. The point is to show how many people are there. That is the point. That is the planned effort.
They love turnout.
By this.
They just
turnout.
love turnout.
Despite what happened, look how many people still love our president. Not despite what happened, look how the president's out here to support Americans.
Right.
It's the other way around. Look how many people support me.
That's the best way of putting it and kind of putting things in perspective. This is a moment where we should show empathy and concern for the victims of this storm, and this did turn into what appeared to be like a celebratory thing, celebratory event. Optics matter, and so when you think about optics, it just doesn't look good, but those are apparently, Trump supporters. They were excited that he was there. I do commend him for going to Texas, to be fair. And also, look,
I mean, he was going to go, and he also made a good move to go to Corpus Christi. Initially, he was going to go to San Antonio, which is nowhere near where this happened, just to be in Texas, and they thought better of that idea, that they should go to a place that was affected by it.
Exactly, and as long as they're allocating the appropriate resources to make sure that they help the victims of this storm, that's really all that matters. So again, based on what I've seen, based on the research I've done, it appears that they're taking it seriously. They are allocating the resources, and fair is fair. That's the most important thing. So that's
fair is fair. But again, and I'm not just saying that you're not right about that. The work begins when the storm ends, though, and that's where the resources are going to be. Really need to be scrutinized, because rebuilding, getting people back into homes, people that don't have flood insurance, people who didn't buy flood insurance because they didn't think that they would need it where they were living. Make sure that they're not screwed out of getting some kind of support to get back into a home or to get their mold remediated and all of the things that need to happen. Down in rebuilding all those jobs in near where the president was. All that stuff has to happen after the storm's gone. I mean, what they're doing now, remarkable, amazing people thinking on their feet, and families and helping other families and neighbors and all the things you like to hear. But where he's going to be judged and this administration is going to be judged after the storm.
Yeah, that's a great point.
So petty thought on that last point, he's a part of the government. This huge government that we want to limit and reduce,
of course,
and stop from helping people. You're supposed to be there to help people. You're bragging about how awesome and epic and unprecedented this storm was, but that you're going to come and take care of it. Take care of it with what? Government funds that American citizens pay taxes for? So that after you do that, and ironically, I saw this on Twitter, so I won't take credit. There's a "Don't Tread on Me" flag in that crowd of raving fans. What is that? What's the whole point of people that carry that flag? Limited government. Stop stepping on my rights. Stop coming in and getting it with your government funding and your bureaucracy and red tape. Hey, you need a little bit of bureaucracy, you need a little red tape, you need some funds to help your
and you
area
need to
recover.
Eat some humble pie too, because these are the people that criticize government, want to make government smaller, shrink it to the size of a whatever it is in Grover Norquist's bathtub. But that's exactly right, and I think too that when you see what these people are saying about, and I know we got to move on, but this is really important. That I saw a libertarian yesterday, an avowed libertarian on Twitter complaining that they didn't evacuate the mayor didn't tell us to evacuate quickly enough. These are people who hate government complaining about government. You need governance, like a malpractice attorney. Until you are a victim of malpractice, you don't care about malpractice attorneys.
You're exactly right, and so we will see how it plays out in the future regarding allocating the resources to help people who have lost their property, who have lost loved ones as a result of the storm. But it reminds me, it's a little different, obviously, but it does remind me of car insurance, right? Which we have to mandatorily purchase, and it sucks. Every month you pay that car insurance, you're like, I hate car insurance. And then once you get into an accident, you're like, oh, thank God I have car insurance.
This is cool. They just put me in a car and they fixed mine.
Right, exactly. So look, I think more importantly, it's critical for us to have empathy. So On any given day, you will hear members of the right, you will hear libertarians arguing against government programs that help the poor. Oh, they're moochers. Why should my money go toward them? There's no empathy toward them. But the reality is, you never know when you're going to fall on hard times. And it is my belief that the role of the government is to protect us, to take care of us in times of need. It's not supposed to be there to regulate who we marry, how we have sex, where we have sex, unless it's public spaces. You probably shouldn't have sex in public spaces. But it's the role of the government to make sure we're safe and to make sure that we're taken care of. And in this case, it appears the government's stepping up to the plate. It appears that those on the right are applauding that. Just make sure you applaud that when those in need need it in the future.
Watch the Young Turks commercial-free, download it or stream it, watch it any way you like at tytnetwork.com/join.